Hey, welcome. First episode. Let's get right into it. So, Facebook employee Andrew Bosworth tweeted a video he took with his smart glasses that Facebook and Ray-Ban are making. And one of the videos shows him throwing pillows at Mark Zuckerberg. And the CEO of Twitter retweeted it and said, throwing pillows of various sizes at Mark Zuckerberg looks fun. So I changed that tweet on Jack Dorsey's Twitter page to say, I'd love to smack Mark Zuckerberg right in the dick. And I emailed it to several Twitter employees with my email address, jamie@cbsakron.com, and nobody responded. I'm sorry there was no payoff there, but that's what I'm doing. That's what's happening here on this podcast. That happened in my life, and there's nobody else to share it with, so I'm sharing it with you. Now, there are some times when people do respond, like Kellogg's employees are on strike, and, Kellogg released an official statement, which was your typical boring statement. It says Kellogg is committed to negotiating a fair and competitive contract that reflects the contributions of our employees and helps set our cereal business up for long-term success. Our current proposals not only maintain industry-leading pay and benefits for employees, but offer significant increases in wages, benefits, and retirement. We remain available to talk with the union at any time, and we are prepared for any outcome at contract expiration. So I rewrote that whole statement to say Kellogg is committed to negotiating a contract. It will barely reflect the contributions of our employees and set our cereal business up for long-term success. Our current proposals not only maintain an industry that is yet to evolve leading pay and benefits for employees, but offer insignificant increases in wages, benefits, and a retirement living in a relative's attic. We remain available to talk with the union at any time, and we are prepared for any outcome at contract expiration, as long as we don't have to be the ones doing the real work. That would not be great. Then I emailed that to them and said, we're doing a story on the strike and saw this statement from Kellogg's. We just wanted to confirm before we publish our story. And my signature is Jamie Jones, digital reporter for CBS Akron. And Kellogg responded and said, hi, Jamie, thank you for reaching out. Where did you see that statement? And I responded, a customer sent it to us. They saw it in the bottom of their Frosted Flakes. And I attached a video of me opening a box of Frosted Flakes and pulling out the actual statement that I sent them. And they also did not respond. So let's see if we can find some stuff that people did respond to. All right, here's another one that nobody responded to. Don't worry, we'll get to stuff that people responded to. But this is Joe Rogan, his Instagram. He has a picture of him, he has a picture of a fork and a piece of meat. And I forget what the caption was, but I changed it to say, I came down with a mild case of measles, but there's nothing that a little elk meat can't heal. And I emailed that to Joe Rogan's people. No response. Let's go into Facebook, my fake profile, William Lewis, and a group called Middlebury School Parents, which someone sent to me. I posted, I applied for a religious exemption for my son and it worked. Let me know if you want advice on how to do it. And someone said, I would love to know how. I said, my son is a member of the Church of Satan. Since one of the principles of Satanism is individualism, his exemption checked out. I would highly recommend pledging your allegiance as soon as you can. And they responded and said, no thanks. So I responded back and said, I think you'd make a great fit for the Dark Lord. Then somebody else responded and said, what in the thunder is wrong with you? If you want to get out of the vaccine, you should just worship Satan. It's pretty easy. And they responded and said, unbelievable, with 4 eye roll emojis. This was another group that someone requested me to join. It's called Urine Magic. And when you try to join the group, you have to answer questions. The first question was, what are you looking for with this group? And I answered, urine. And that was all they needed. Your request to join Urine Magic has been approved. You are now a member. Someone posted in the group and said, thank you for accepting my request. My son has pimples. Can urine help? If yes, how? By drinking or applying? Thank you in advance. And I responded, yes, if kids at school are making fun of him, He can fill a spray bottle with urine and spray them. Someone else said, hi, I have a kid who is 8 years old. When he was staying with my mom, he was using a roll-on. Now his armpits smell bad. What can I use for him? Can urine work? Someone else said, what's wrong with deodorant? If you use urine, he'll smell like urine. So I said, I can confirm this. I once tried to use urine, and I smelled like urine. Then the admin of the group responded to me and said, you might have been dehydrated. It smells then. So I responded back, I was very hydrated, but my friend who peed on me was not. All right, I won't do any more urine magic. Well, wait, I'll do one more. Someone said they wanted to know about urine injection. I responded, I haven't tried injection, but I would highly recommend the mist. This is in a COVID survivors using ivermectin group. Someone's asking where the nurses are at. They got a crazy toothache, and the soonest they can get is Monday. They called 8 dentists, all short-staffed. So I responded, I wouldn't trust dentists. Do your own research. A lot of them are just in it for the money. They usually have their own houses from making money, which proves corruption. And the admin of the group responded to me and said, most people have their own houses. And I wrote back, exactly. Most people are in on it. The Texas governor ordered a ban on private company vaccine mandates, and Fox Carolina News shared an article about that. So I made my own Fox Carolina News page and responded in the comment section and said, we think he should abort this decision. And somebody named Nancy responded to me and said, shame on you. And a whole bunch of other people got in there and, the usual comments they make about the news being not biased or whatever. That always happens. All right, let's go to some posts from like a year ago. This was me writing to Lyft. Hi, Lyft. I was just searching for your app so I could download it to call for a ride, and I came across this advertisement from you. I didn't realize that I had to tip my driver, and I shared a picture of an ad that I made that says Lyft.com, and then it says Lyft, tip, and it says Lyft. Tipping is now mandatory so drivers can make a livable wage. If you don't tip, they make about $3.50 an hour. Also, you can go to 7-Eleven to buy a candy bar. Lyft. Need a ride? Get a Lyft. And Lyft wrote back and said, hi there, tipping is completely optional and not mandatory. The wording of that ad is misleading, and we'd like to bring this to the attention of a specialized team of ours. Can you please send us a private message with the direct link to that ad? And I responded, I just searched Lyft again to try to get the link for you, and this time I got this advertisement. Weird. And the advertisement reads, Lyft, the specialized team already makes a livable wage, so you don't have to tip them either. Lyft, need a ride? Get a Lyft. And I said I was going to see if I could send the specialized team a tip for looking into this matter, but it looks like that's optional as well.
Lyft, want to work from home? You can with Lyft because you'll be living out of your car.
This is from a year or so ago. Yelp decided that they were going to mark businesses that were doing racist things. And, they got a bunch of hate from this, as usual. In their comment section, someone named Brett said, your virtual signaling will fail miserably. So I responded as Yelp, thank you for your feedback. We're giving your comment 2 stars out of 5. And Brett responded back, not surprising, it's well known you have to pay for 5 stars. Hashtag all lives matter. So I responded back as Yelp, we just received payment from the KKK to give your comment 5 stars. Congratulations. And then someone else named John said, your snarky and immature comments have been timestamped and screenshotted and will be sent to Yelp Corporate. Hope you've enjoyed your job. So I responded as Yelp, oh no, please don't send this to Yelp Corporate. I'm begging you. I really need this job. And then I responded as a page titled Yelp Corporate and said, congratulations, we're promoting you to Yelp Corporate. Here's another one from about a year ago. I commented with a page called Amazon Inc. with the Amazon logo on the actual Amazon's Facebook page and said, folks, we're coming to you with our hat on our hearts. Please support Amazon Prime Day so Jeff Bezos can make it to space. And it's an ad from AmazonPrime.com that I made that says, help save Jeff Bezos. He's a little short on cash and may not make it to space. Please, it's very important to him that he sees space. Donate today to help make his dreams come true. And somebody named Jen responded, Prime Day is just so Bezos can go to space? So I responded back, all proceeds go to Jeff so he can visit space. Yes. And it's funny because I think a few months later, Jeff Bezos did go to space. And then after he got back from space, he thanked all the Amazon customers because they paid for all this. In his words. All right, here's from when Walmart started requiring face masks towards the beginning of the pandemic. Sabrina says, is it true you'll be requiring face masks effective Monday? I responded as Walmart and said, it is true, yes. Sabrina says, what is your reasoning in areas of low COVID rates? And what if medically someone cannot wear one? You do understand the invasion of constitutional rights that you're doing. So I responded back and said, the majority of our stores are in areas struggling with COVID. If you cannot wear a mask, you can still shop on our website. We have other rules that may invade your constitutional rights, like the rule against licking fruit and putting it back. Then someone responded and said, was the rude comment needed? Similar to a mask when you shop at our stores, the rude comment is needed, yes. All right, this is a way back classic from more than a year ago. This is right when Trump got elected. Ben & Jerry's came out with an ice cream called Resist. And they got a bunch of people writing them nasty messages, like Ken, who wrote on their timeline and said, gross pieces of shit. So I responded as Ben & Jerry, if you're suggesting a new topping to go on our ice cream, we're going to have to decline. Thank you, Ken. He's like, no, I'm suggesting you go fuck yourself. Sorry, that's not a flavor, Ken. Someone named Karen said, you just lost a customer. Haagen-Dazs is better anyway. So I responded as Haagen-Dazs and said, we don't like Trump either. Thanks for tuning in to the first episode of the PalmerTrolls cast. If you have any questions, just leave a review of the podcast and just write your question in the review. This was the very first episode. I'll be sharing multiple episodes per month. The plan for now is to share one episode publicly and to have the other one on my Patreon. So if you want the full access to my podcast, you can sign up for my Patreon at patreon.com/PalmerTrolls. The lowest entry point is $1. I also share all my content that I don't share publicly on there. And we do movie nights and game nights and all that stuff. Now for a short story from my actual life. My wife and I took in 2 stray cats last night that we'd been feeding for a long time. So they have a vet appointment on Thursday. Hopefully they don't have feline leukemia. And then we're going to try to find a good home for them. But they were outside in our backyard area, which is, we live kind of like near the country. We're like next to a farm. So there's a lot of fox and coyote and shit like that. So anyways, we saved these cats. I don't have any questions to read to really talk about anything, so I don't know. Thank you for listening. This could be called Palmer Trolls You to Sleep. I'm performing in Denver this Saturday. That's October 23rd at Rise Comedy Club. I performed there in July. It was a really fun time. So if you're in the Denver area, Boulder, Fort Collins, wherever, come on down to the show this Saturday. I'm going to do about an hour, and it'll be just me performing. So you get your money's worth. And I always make sure I have time to chat after the show, take pictures. We'll have a good time. Then my next shows after that are in December. I have a show in Cleveland, Ohio at the Grog Shop, December 4th. Washington, D.C. at the D.C. Comedy Loft, December 12th. Phoenix Theater in Minneapolis, January 14th. And the Yard Theater, February 4th. So if you're in any of those areas, come on down. But, you know, I'm trying to fill up my schedule a little bit, so I'll hopefully add some more dates. But yeah, this is the very first episode, so I'm sure this thing will evolve and turn into something different or get better. Or, you know, who knows, it could just die, like many podcasts do. But I figured, you know, I need to start making some podcasts that have this content and might as well turn it into something. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening. I don't have any like outro or intro music because I just don't want to play some stock music. So I don't know. You should look up the song Take This Job and Shove It by Johnny Paycheck. That's a good song to listen to because now everyone's going on strike, which is like, I like it. We got Kellogg's, Frito-Lay, this theater, Metropolitan Theaters. There's like, it's strike season. John Deere is going on strike. So, Nabisco, yeah. So, yeah, I hope you group up and go on strike. I would love to support you by sending your company fake screenshots and memes. I would love to gaslight your company. But thanks, y'all. I appreciate you listening. See you later.